Hello and welcome back to the Power of Giving series. Today it is an absolute honor for me to be interviewing Amy Kavanaugh. Amy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gertrude.
It is so exciting because having talked to Greg Creed a few months ago about Taco Bell's involvement and social responsibility program, I know that you are about to launch a new initiative around the teen program. But first of all, just introduce yourself formally, your title, so I get everything right.
So thank you for having me, Gertrude. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Amy Kavanaugh. I run public affairs and engagement for Taco Bell. I also have the honor and pleasure of being the executive director of the Taco Bell Foundation for Teens.
Fantastic. And this week you have a new initiative you've just launched around the teen program, correct?
That is correct. And the foundation's been around since 1992. So Taco Bell supports teens because they are our customers, they are our team members, they are really our future. And we also have been working with the World Food Program on world hunger relief. And this year we actually combined efforts. We are raising money in our restaurants, $1, which can feed 4 youth, and we'll be raising the money and sharing that with the World Food Program, and 100% of those proceeds are going to be combating hunger issues around the world and for teens. So it's with the Foundation, Taco Bell, and the World Food Program.
Fantastic. I know the importance of nutrition and food and education, especially around the world, is a major issue. I know you've got some programs in South America. What has the food program done in terms of bringing children into the classroom, do you think?
Well, it's amazing. It's a great question because it's so integral. And I'll start by saying Yum Brands, which is our parent company, started working with the World Food Program in 2007. They've raised $150 million collectively with all of the brands of Pizza Hut, KFC, and Taco Bell combined. One of the initiatives and part of the World Food Program's focus is ensuring that kids are getting the meals in school. Now, a lot of time, parents know this is the only meal their children will get, so they will send them to school rather than putting them to work. So if you look at some of the issues around hunger around the world, we're able to combat it by both educating the child and feeding them. And that truly is nourishing their mind, body, and spirit, if you will.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely amazing because I've seen these programs, especially in Africa, where most kids get kept at home to look after the goats and the cows. But the minute a school can introduce a lunch program or a breakfast program, more children get to go to school. So it's really absolutely intriguing to see this kind of program expand. And even in the United States, because a lot of people think that hunger is out of the US, but there's a lot of children who are not getting the right nutrition within the United States itself. Would you want to just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, and I think it goes back to education, right? It's really understanding what it takes to nourish your body and that you have the right information, you have access to it, and there's conscious eating taking place. So people knowing what they're putting in their bodies, and yes, we do have we do have food that people consider, I'll just say, indulgent. And then you want to balance that with something good for you. And we have those options as well. And so we're proud to do that. We're also proud to be working with organizations like the Boys and Girls Club of America. And we've been working with them for 17 years and funding their programs that educate youth about nutrition, about taking care of themselves, about exercising. So we're able to come full circle and inspire the youth here in the United States to really be aware.
Awesome. Now, you know that I've been working on this Power of Giving series, and I would like to just find out from you a couple of things. What changed your life when someone gave to you?
Oh, wow. It's a great question. For me personally, I've been very blessed. I feel that I've been given so much, and I have to say my mother gave me the greatest gift, and that was her commitment and dedication to service and her community and people.
So you had a great role model to follow.
I did.
And here you are.
And she was a director of volunteer services at our hospital. but she did not leave her community giving back to her work. It was everybody. And my mom was always helping others in need, whether somebody needed a hot meal, they needed a mentor. We would drop things off at people's house. We would do everything. As a child, I was a little put off by it, and sometimes embarrassed, especially when my mother would stop somebody less fortunate on the street and ask if she could buy them a meal.
Wow.
But that is the greatest gift I ever got.
Yeah.
Is having
you
that.
carried that with you, and now you do that for you. That's what you're doing for a living. Isn't it amazing?
Yes, and I feel so honored, and it really emboldens me. And she's still up to taking care of everybody else, and so just hope to make her proud.
Fantastic. So, all right. So what changed your life when you gave to someone else?
I think it's that gift again, right? Because I had always given back and early in my life was, I would say, my mother strongly encouraged community service, but I didn't do it out of this passion until I graduated college and went to work, and I felt a little empty. I was working hard. I was working in Silicon Valley at a technology firm, but I didn't feel like I had much purpose. And I read about a battered women's shelter in the area that was looking for volunteers. And I had my nights and weekends to myself, and I went through the training program, and I actually got to work there and work with the women. But more importantly, I got to meet and work with the youth. And it was one of those moments in my life. It was love at first sight as I met these children who I truly gave myself to, right? Because they needed a positive role model. They needed somebody to demonstrate and model behaviors that they hadn't been exposed to before, to tell them that they mattered and they counted and they could live their dreams. And I'm still in touch with some of the young people. This was over 20 years ago. And
wow.
That's the greatest gift I ever got in my life is that they have turned out to be such amazing young women and men.
And you get to see the ripple effects of your work because you do keep in touch with the people that, come into your life, which is pretty fascinating. So why is giving so important for the future of humanity, do you think?
Well, I think it's, it is humanity if you think about it. Nothing works in isolation. If you think about what we're doing in business, what we're doing as communities, is why? We have to think of, there has to be purpose behind it. And so giving, and that is something, giving people a simple smile or have a nice day or a job, an opportunity to learn, grow, giving back to your community. It is the idea of giving of the gifts you've been given. That is our responsibility. Whether you're a corporation, whether you're a small business owner, franchisee, or whether you're just walking down the street, it's an honor for me to do these things.
Wow.
And
wow. So I know that a lot of our readers and people who will be listening to this video will want to know how they can be of help. So what would be the 3 things, your call to action, that just an ordinary person can step up and say, this is what I can do to help this initiative?
I think learn more. And I would encourage people to go to our website.com or even the World Food Program's website to learn about the issues associated with hunger around the world. And there are myriad ways they can help. Secondly, you can go into a Taco Bell. You can go into a Taco Bell for the next week and a half, and you can donate $1. And like I said, 100% of those proceeds will go to World Hunger Relief. And we're proud of that and helping youth and teens. And finally, what I would ask, and I know people watching this who follow you as well, do what you can. Give what you can. Sometimes we're in a situation where we can give, and sometimes we're not. But if you just, do something, tell a friend, that would be the best thing.
Fantastic. And I think people also need to remember that it's not always about money. We have kids, we have teenagers in our environment, in our communities, who just need somebody to perhaps just pay attention to them. They say that a child is brought up by a village, not by just individual parents. And I think we all need to kind of go back to that mentality to help our youth.
And the Foundation for Teens overall, above and beyond what we're doing with World Hunger Relief, that's exactly right. We're learning about inspiring youth to reach their full potential. There's a lot to learn. It starts with accomplishment, something like graduation. And so for folks who would like to get involved, and they can go and learn on the website. We have the TacoBell.com, the Taco Bell Foundation for Teens website, about what the issues are, how they can get involved. But to your point, more importantly, if it's not money, it's being a positive role model, asking somebody how they are, giving of time. And I've heard that time and time again from a lot of these teens and youth that we work with. There's nothing more valuable than somebody asking their opinion and listening to their dreams and encouraging them to be who they should be.
Well, this is absolutely fantastic. Good luck with this initiative. I'm really hoping that by the end of this week or whenever your campaign ends, you will hit that mark. And thank you so much for coming on board to do this interview.
Thank you so much, Gertrude.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.